Guys, Tuesday. You know, there was a Monday brew review. And at the end of that, well, in the middle of that brew review, I showed you this bottle from New Glarus from my friend Jim, J-Dog. He gave this to me the other day. Wisconsin Belgian Red. There is not an alcohol percentage on here, which means I guess we just play the guessing game. But so I popped the card out of the camera, put it in upstairs, and it said that that there was an error and the card needed to be reformatted. Well, if you know anything about running across that situation, you realize that there is no recovery from it. So yesterday I read all of the comments, and we drank 2 bottles of Funkwork Imperial Session Ale, and that was the only 2 I had. So this is I'll have to find it again, and I guess I'm reading the stuff again. Got a whole shitload of boxes in today. Got a couple things from Tac Pack. Got something in from El Tenda. I had to stop up at my FFL and pick up a couple of things. One of them is right here. The other one is right here. But before Mr. Holster kicks my ass, we're just going to move right on to this from my friend J-Dog. I kind of wanted to enjoy it in this. I'm not saying I'm going to save that forever, but that is like the absolute appropriate receptacle for some awesome mead from Haboob 308. But Stalker Steve. So here I am a week and a day after I thought Steve's rifle had left my FFL, only to find out that Steve's FFL hasn't given my FFL his information. Me and Steve have been in touch with both of them, and hopefully Steve's FFL will get her done. Get warning, hostile witness. I can't overall say it's a bad day, but it was very disappointing because, like, I don't know how many days ago I texted Steve and I said, "Dude, you get the rifle yet?" He's like, "No," and I'm like, ale brewed with cherries. Now, as much as I am not a huge fan of most things Wisconsin, well, Jack Link's is over there, so the beef jerky is pretty good. And yesterday, my neighbor, because he delivers to Jack Link's beef jerky, they are a very large purchaser of cheese. And so they were asked to be a test bed for something called scorpion cheese. On the heat scale, this particular pepper is right below the number 1 pepper, the Reaper. Okay, as you can see, it looks all festive and shit. Has a subtle cherry smell, and I would like to say cheers. Now, here's the problem. Being that you guys don't know it, but I've already done this, except for it was a different alcohol. So now I'm like, I hate redoing shit. I hate redoing shit. There's no such thing as second takes. There's interruptions, and I turn the camera off and come back to you, but to actually ooh, that's good. That's real good. Now, I will openly admit, I've reviewed some stuff. When I was on the road a couple of years ago, playing Sprinkler Fitter, I have some on-the-road reviews, and I have not had anything from New Glarus that I personally thought was worth buying the second time in their beer lineup. Now, when they venture into their specialty brews here, all hats, that's a completely different hat that gets put on for this stuff, and some very, very high reviews I have seen New Glarus show up like 3 times in like a top 20 list of stuff like this. How they can do this so well, but just be on a beer? Granted, you'd say this is still a beer, but no, this is something a little bit different. One comment that was on the previous brew was from It's Too Loud, You're Too Old, telling me to leave the damn Mosin alone. I have no plan. Yes, yesterday I drug it out. I rubbed my balls and everything on it, but I'm already way behind schedule, and it's the second time, so I'm sorry, but I have no plans to take the Mosin out of the ATI chassis. I do really like the ATI chassis. Yeah, there's some really exotic ones that I've talked about that I really like, and they would be still your typical kind of hunter-ish looking, you know, not all tacticooled out. But the fact is, that gun is just so great the way it is. Why mess with it? First on the golden hour was Ben N. Nice job. Zeus, golden shower. Yeah. J-Dog, here first. Then he commented back, or not. It was the or not. It's too loud, you're too old. I got to run to the property now, so when I get back, I'll watch your thoughts on whether to leave it alone or change it when I get back. Cheers. Leave it alone. Now, see, I've made this comment before. The one and only thing that I do not like about the Mosin is the round. And it's not because it's not a potent round. It's all over the map, even in that rifle. When you buy surplus garbage, that's why I've given a lot of it away. I still have some on hand. I mean, if you just had to be up close and personal and wanted to really put a big hole in something, surplus is fine. But that's what got me into trouble one time. Me and Johnny Watson were out shooting, and Johnny at 100 yards was making 1 hole with 3 shots. And then, like weeks later, I've got Jeremy, Dead Winter, and Pre-Dawn Death up. And that reminds me, Jeremy Pre-Dawn sent me some pictures fishing, and I forgot to get back to him. He probably thinks I don't like them. And I had surplus out, and I thought maybe the scope got messed up or whatever, and next thing you know, I'm messing with the scope. I shouldn't have messed with the scope, and so if I had a chance to do up a tactical bolt-action rifle, I think I'd just start over, and I think I would do 6.5 Creedmoor or a 338 Lapua. I'd prefer to do the 338. But we're talking ka-ching. Rich Huff, happy to be here drinking a beer. Glad you're here, Rich. It's kind of the whole premise of doing videos is that people come over and watch, and we make new friends. Mule Team, whiskey, lots of it. Yesterday, I did not have any whiskey. I didn't have, well, the grappa's all gone. I didn't have anything, and I'm going to kind of keep to that for the moment. I want to preface that. I said that yesterday and never got to it. Mule Team, both first shots with the JP and the Mosin were ring. Absolutely. Steve hit the 550-yard plate on the first shot with the JP and on the first shot with the Mosin. Foodmaster 212, wow, that looks tasty, and the beer looks pretty good too. JR10, Desert Gold. Query, why is it when you are faced with a shot of grappa, you whine, you stall, you look for ways out of the situation, yet poor Mrs. B, a shot and bada bing, bada boom, it's done. It's time for you to turn in your man card, sir. Well, normally, no, but the problem is grappa happens to smell just like the moonshine. And thanks to myself and Christopher and Eltenda, I mean, even though he kind of pulled a fast one on Eltenda, and every single time we did a shot, we were drinking whiskey, and when he did a shot, he was drinking grappa with a little whiskey in it to give it that color. But we were still doing shots of the moonshine, and for me, the moonshine is just a little bit like the worst thing I've ever had happen alcohol-wise, and yeah, it was a woman, was Southern Comfort, 100 Proof Southern Comfort, and the last thing I remember between that and waking up like almost a day later was watching the little bubbles go up in the second bottle of Southern Comfort, and I haven't been able to touch it since then. I don't think I have much hesitation on other things, my friend. So, I mean, I'd be happy to try to redeem my man card, but the moonshine and the grappa smell a lot alike, except for if you open up that and take a sniff of it, you're going to probably find a lot of people, it has such a wicked burn to it, it actually makes your eyes water. I mean, it's like 190 proof. Agent Chaos doesn't mess around. And she didn't drink it. She did not drink the grappa. She smelt it. I'm the one that drank it. Bulwark. I still say breast milk oatmeal stout would be delicious. Someone else thumbs it up, I'll add to it. Ankek 11 question mark. Really? You're on the honor system, my friend. Tardisius, once you lose 50 pounds, you could probably get Marie Osmond to do a guest shot. Trump train. Yeah, I should give her a call. In the meanwhile, I'll clear a spot for her to sit. Gillian 426, Eric, what's up, my friend? Just hanging out with you, my friend. I could not get logged into Blog Radio to listen and chat. Damn computer and internet. I don't think it was just you. When I finally got logged in, it went and stacked 20 logins all at once. Then Gillian 426, hello, Christine. I will let her know. Gillian 426, the worm in tequila is good for you, Eric. Just swallow and don't think about it. Sharky, normally I don't read the rebuttals, but this one was funny and I read it yesterday. Sharky762, that's what I told my wife on our first date 12 years ago. She still kicks my ass. Just swallow and don't think about it. Sharky, are we talking about a worm or the worm? It's too loud or too old. Pretty in pink. Smile Money. Wow, my head is spinning. The video was all over the place. An outline would help us follow along. Aren't they all over the place? How is this something new? Wade, Big Red Neck Papa with the read more button because it was a long joke, but it was a funny joke, and I'll read it again. I know. I'll stop saying that. A guy is visiting San Francisco and walks into a small store in Chinatown. He notices a small bronze statue of a rat. He asks the owner how much. The owner replies, $50 for the bronze rat and $1,000 for the story behind it. As he's walking down the street, he notices 2 rats are following him. As he continues to walk, more rats start following him. Then he starts to get a little concerned, and he heads for the waterfront. By the time he gets there, there are thousands and thousands of rats following him. He walks up to the end of the pier and throws the bronze rat into the bay, and the rats all follow and leap off the pier and drown. The guy rushes back to the store and walks in, and the owner says, "Ah, so you're back for your story." The guy says, "No, I was wondering if you happen to have any bronze liberals." See that? That's funny shit right there. Stephen Bush, laugh out loud. I noticed for a long while that HempSeedAddict wasn't your pal anymore. What the fuck did she say in a video? I don't know her in any way, shape, or form, so who the fuck cares if she's mad at you, me, Joey, or a pile of rocks? Well, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again, and then my position was only fortified when she put out a video. She's been really busy. She's had other interests that really haven't been YouTube related. Me and her have talked since then. She is a good friend. She's funny as fuck. She states what's on her mind, and she's just been very occupied with other things. She's big into the saving the birds and all of that. And from time to time, I mean, I know I have gotten to the point at some point in time where I'm just like, you know what, fuck YouTube. And but now that's what I said yesterday. But to add to that, she did a VR. My second one, Muzzle First, did the first one. HempSeedAddict did the second VR to my Do You Carry a Revolver? And she does not, but she has been seriously thinking about a 22 revolver to have on her, like when she's kayaking, because if like she were to fall in the water, the chances are that both the gun and maybe the ammo are going to weather that storm better than a semi-auto. So, and Stephen Bush, if you watch her video, she happens to state that she loves me at the end, and I love her too. The whole running off to Paris thing didn't work out. I mean, I didn't have my passport, but I think she might have been teasing anyway. Stephen Bush, $20 says the Crazy Scotsman can't go a beer review without saying fuck or snowflake. Maybe you should make that bet on a blog radio show. Stephen Bush, the Crazy Scotsman, I am a 12-pound bitch, question mark. You're a half-pound homo. Crazy Scotsman, I disagree, Christine. Those are clothes she has in her hands. On them, if she needs extra support, I'm sure I could find time to assist. Crazy Scotsman, the 44 is my favorite carry gun. I actually don't personally have anything chambered in 44 Magnum right now. Christine has her Model 29, which is a blast to shoot. I used to have that Ruger Vaquero in 44, which they don't make anymore, and that also was a lot of fun to shoot. If I had another Vaquero, though, I'd get a Uberti, and I'd like to have one of those in 357 Magnum. Crazy Scotsman, very nice. Thanks for the flyby. You're welcome. Crazy Scotsman, Hickok 45's son openly said in one of the videos that he is a liberal. So not only did they both not vote, but now they are libtards, all about the money. Not why I am here, just like you, my friend. They will never help us, as they openly have a brain disorder. Ammo at 73 says, fuck them, and I fully agree. I don't want to go into a long rant, because I kind of did yesterday, but then again, there was a lot more alcohol in my system by this point in time. This is actually only the second thing I've had. But the fact is, a lot of these channels were only out there. Yes, they may do good videos. Hickok has a huge following. Hickok has a large subscriber count. I think if a lot of people knew who he really is and what he is really like, I'd like to think that that number would be smaller. because he's a shallow fuck. I mean, just think about what it would be like with this man and what we are trying to do to continue what he started. If some of these channels would give us a hand, but no. No, someone like Hickok45 wouldn't even allow my comment with a link to the Justin video to appear in the comments of one of his most recent videos. So I'm not subbed to him. I'm not subbed to any channel that I would consider large, other than a few that are my good friends. Like, for instance, Pete. You know, I just like Matt Reisner said once in a video, and then we talked about that afterwards. Pete has been a good friend for a long time, and I would go to battle for him. Then there's Andrew from GY6 Vids. Andrew's kind of a... See, now, when I call Pete and say, we're doing a giveaway to help veterans, he's just like, what's the link? What do you want me to say? Now, my buddy Andrew, who had no subs when I helped him the second time, the first time he had like 35, and now he's got like a zillion, you know, I call him up and ask for help, and he won't even wear the shirt. He's never done a video for me, not a shout out for the Justin thing, and it'd be real easy to rip him apart right now, but he's still been a friend a long time, and he's the one that will drop me a text on Thanksgiving and Christmas and events like that and say, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving to you, Eric, and your family. I hope all is well. And I get random texts off and on from him. So he's a friend. He's just not too helpful of a friend, that's all. Crazy Scotsman, pretty cool deal with the break for Ed. Sweet ass rifle and damn fine job from Dave and Sandy. Hell yeah. That break did go in the mail, and I think not to put more work on Jim. I had contemplated just trying not to bother Jim in all this, but I sent the break is on its way to Jim so that Jim can get it to Dave and Sandy. I don't know. I just thought it'd be less confusing, and Jim's a big deal when it comes to Florida Customs. I mean, so that the break is gone. It should be to Jim on Friday. Muzzle First, nice brew review, sir. Thank you, and thank you for the VR. And Keck, I see Knob whiskey. See, now there's two. And Keck, your reprieve has been reprieved. Cheers. Alcohol on this? Boy, I don't think it's too much. And Keck, chew the worm, do it now. I tell you what, I'll save it for you if you're here ever. And Keck, it's been a little while since my last joke. Okay, here I go. Did you hear about the constipated Wheel of Fortune player? He wanted to buy a bowel. Okay, now I actually do want to have a shot. And then we should open this package from El Tenda. I have a whole bunch of stuff hung up that El Tenda sent before, and I have no idea what's in the box. It's not heavy. And if I look over here, Eltenda knows that I'm a Star Trek freak, and I have 3 Hot Wheels Enterprise ships from him. And he also knows I was also a big fan of Speed Racer. And I've told you guys one time I was at a store and they had like a 14 or a 12 to 14 inch die cast metal Mach 5, and I was just like, God, I wish I would have bought that now. So if I was to take a psychic guess, I could be way wrong. Could be not. He just told me he had something for me. I'm just going to stand my ground and say it's something Star Trek related. Bunch from Aunt Keck. Let's just get through those first. No, not. I didn't mean to make that sound like it was a struggle. Aunt Keck, that is a sexy revolver, sir. It is a very sexy revolver. Kind of wish it was mine. Actually, I think if I did, I'd probably maybe even go a little bit smaller. If I were to carry a revolver, I honestly think I would get the 454 Casull, like my buddy Rob has, with the 2.5 inch barrel. Why not? And Keck, yes, the great one, Mark Levin. I love Mark Levin because it doesn't matter if you are a libtard or a Republican douche nozzle. He will call you out on it. And Keck, and I like you more and more after every review. Laugh out loud, cheers. Little bromance going there. Sharky. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll just do it. Sharky76. I never thought I'd say this. I need some knob. So many knives. Which one should I use? I think I'll use the Beast. The Besh Wedge. Oh, we got some new cards. You know, it's something I have never had done, and I've actually had people ask me for my card. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and some kind of dating service. No, I'm just kidding. And he sends me a Klingon. I'm not even into these. So, Funkle. Is that what everyone calls these? And it looks like they have a Captain Picard, a Riker, Data, Geordi, Deanna, Lascrutus of Borg, Worf. Of course, the Worf one and the Klingon one look pretty much alike, except for, of course, the Klingon one is dressed like a Klingon. Well, you know, I do already have two in my collection. The one from Breaking Bad, which I thought looked, you know, just like me. And then I'm hanging out with the real Cobra Burnout. So, Altenda, awesome, thank you. You know, it's always that thing. Should I open it? You know, is it gonna lose some value? I mean, in my lifetime, which should be all that matters. The real Cobra Burnout. Dr. Mark nearly made me tap out of consciousness with the drinking game. Apparently, I missed Stephen Hawking's as well. Anyway, I was starting to wonder what happened to the E-scale. She's just been... She was the one that took care of it. I don't have keys to that kingdom. Rich, Foodmaster 212, you want to see my wiener? Question mark, laugh out loud. Wow, what a backdrop. Delicious. Heck yeah. Sharky762, how many hours did you spend on just polishing the $89 rifle? I think it's more than 20. Multiply that by my commercial hourly rate my boss charges our customers of $200 an hour. And then that $1,500 scope doesn't sound too bad. No, it doesn't. Sharky, your Kimber is nice as shit. And when I get over to Minnesota in the future, I'll make sure to bring along some 10mm and bribe you to take the Ruger to the range. Oh yeah, I am the Mosin. You don't need to bribe me. See, now at first I was thinking 10mm. I haven't gotten the new Ruger 10mm yet. And I'm like, wait a second, I have a Ruger 10mm. How long before my phone goes off to tell me I opened the safe? There it is. First one was an email. The second one was a text message to tell me that the safe was opened. First alert. The door has been opened. I tell you, giving credit where credit is due, Mario Mosin, you are, I thank you for telling me to get a hold of one of the First Alert safe systems. Sharky, there's not going to be any bribing necessary. If you're here, we're going to be shooting. Maybe not in the basement, but we'll be shooting. Sharky again. Yeah, I've been lagging on videos, catching up now as I'm prepping food for tomorrow's barbecue. Here now, oh, it's 10:30 p.m. here in the kitchen. Mr. Holster, 208, you are on the road to generally performing admirably. Not today, but there was explanation. Sharky762, the Desert Eagle and 10mm would be nice as shit. Too bad most of their semi-autos using rim cartridges are issue prone. Of course, they are exceptions. I just love your 10mm Ruger SA. Just for the shits and giggles, I'll look into the 3840 some more. Who knows, there might be 3840 plus P recipe out there which just rocks. You know, Mr. Holster was 100% right when he said, yeah, you'll shoot it one time and after that, never again. After shooting it with the 10mm cylinder in it, there really is no reason. Sharky, oh, I don't care. The brew chick's tits are fake as hell. They'll provide some badly needed shade during a hot ass weekend over here. Sharky, your Rock Island 10mm 1911 rocks ass. Mekgar makes mags. That's what they do. These crazy Italian bastards make the best mags I've ever come across. They are OEM for the Beretta, SIG, and tons more. Yeah, well, they're great damn mags. Ed, you probably won't see this, but you demand, brother, thank you. Well, I did see it, and I'm sorry, Ed, that this can be a time thing. I'm doing the best that I can, so hopefully that break will get to Jim. Jim will have some time to get it to Florida Customs. Dave and Sandy can get it to look like the rest of the print for your rifle, and then get it to you. Mr. Holster, the Spice Garden sounds like a good cover. Ammo Head with the Read More button. Eat me. Classic. Brad Thomas, 80-second view and 20-second thumbs up. Yeah. Thank you, Brad. Stephen Bush. KFP was in the spam folder for a reason. Yeah, I know. I'm late, but I spent the day at the brewery. Thai food, a bar, and pie. Stephen Bush again. Take those old-ass grips from the 45 and get them stippled, or take a chance at it and try it yourself, unless you trash them. I don't even remember what I said that even instigated that. Multi-Gunman, what's up? Multi-Gunman. And since yesterday, we now have some comments from Josh, FJ55 Iron Pig. Talking about Lucas oil friction, I'm sure Google will have a friction coefficient test, I think it's called. Josh, you have a beefier wrist from your training days at the truck stop practicing on Joey. If you think your wrist is strong, watch him with a hose and golf ball. Josh, did anyone else notice the problem with the beer girls' tits? Yeah, you're right. They have a shirt over them. Seriously though, they must be very excited because they look like they could burst out at any moment. She's not wearing her shirt. Josh with the last comment. Time to finish the beer in a glass, followed by a fresh one. I know I always fall for this. 2 in the spam folder. Negative. None in the spam folder. Hitting the reload button. And Josh's comment stands as the last one. So, went to the FFL today. The first thing is this. This is the TriStar Viper. Hey, I just picked it up. Fuck off. TriStar Viper. It'll take up to a 3-inch. It's a 20 gauge. And this is a youth model. This is compliments of the legwork done by the crazy Scotsman for the youth build. Again, you know, this is nice looking. So right now, we are up to 2 things for the youth fundraiser. The CZ512 and the 20 gauge Viper from TriStar. I gotta check with him. I know in the case of this rifle, this is from TriStar. TriStar donated this So if there's any way for you guys to go give them some love, but they will be listed as a sponsor. I have to double check on who he went through on the CZ. And then, like a week ago, J-Dog turned me on to a link, and the deal was just too good to pass this up. The Century Arms 308. C308 Sporter. And I didn't even notice in the fine print, but they sent the one that was in it, I'm assuming, is a 5-round mag. And then in the box were 8 more mags. I'm assuming that they're all 20 rounders. HK. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't put any mags in them. 2 of them, these black ones, are pretty clean. But the other 6 are gonna need a little degreasing. There's quite a bit of cosmoline on them, but found this thanks to J-Dog. $499 for the rifle with 9 mags. You know, just like in the movies. Now I haven't been out to shoot this because I just picked it up, but I shot the I think I shot the real one when my friend Miguel M. Gonza 29 was up for a shoot years ago. He actually bought this at a local place, Fisherman's Corner, and it's a beast. So I'll have to get out and see how this thing performs. Okay, what should we look at tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh.
what should we look at tomorrow?
Oh, that's right. I gotta give a scale on this thing. This is really good. I'm guessing the alcohol percentage is like 5.55. It doesn't seem like it's very high, but it's very tasty. The cherries seem very, very natural. Want to try it?
Did you hear about the shooting in Minneapolis?
No. Try this.
It's beer.
No, it's not.
It is too.
No, it's not.
It smells like beer.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
It smells like fresh cherries, and that's what it tastes like. Digging it, aren't you?
It's sour.
There was a shooting in Minneapolis.
Yeah, apparently this man was devastated because his fiance got shot. Something about she ended up calling 911 because she witnessed some kind of crime that was going on. The details are unclear, but apparently the police had shot her. And the weird thing is that they didn't have the body cam on, or the camera in the car was
I did hear something about that. It sounds like it was another case of the cops being in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, let's look at the Hefeweizen from Samuel Adams. This one weighs in at 5.4%, and it's golden and crisp.
If you say so.
And let's hope that this brew review. Oh, forgot to show this earlier. My daughter was at the fair, and she got this for was like one of the top prizes for shooting. She said after the guy pulled it down and handed it to her, The
other guy that had it, I've been eyeballing it all day long.
some other guy had been trying to win it for quite some time, and that guy's wife looked at Samantha and said, "Thank you." So, okay, cheers, and like I said,
cheers, Lars.
it's
What is that?
a Youth 20 gauge. Pretty slick, huh? Thing is like really, really light. Okay, cheers, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.
What? You thought I was going to say cheers, Lars.